Welcome to the MLB Prop Pick Show, powered by the Bad X. I'm Jon Metler. He's Derek Carty. Derek, how's it going for you today? I know you're getting ready for football as well. What's going on today?
I'm doing well. We still have baseball for another month, which I'm very excited about, and then playoffs after that. So we have it for more than a month, and we have a board that looks okay today, solid. I think we have a few things. One in particular, I really like.
Yes, I know there was temperatures starting to get cooler. There was a lot of wind blowing in today at a lot of the ballparks as well. Good morning to the chat. Morning all, JPC Fourth. Good morning, Bobby Newport. Yo to Reed Phillips. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But let's get rolling into the picks because we all know that these numbers move really fast for Derek Carty. So we want to get these bets out there as soon as possible. If you're new to the release procedure, we do have 5 bets for you today. We'll tell you what game we're betting on. We'll tell you the prop market, the team, the player, and then we'll have Derek kind of break down the bets using those numbers from the Bad X, putting them against the market there. We are at Bet365 for 4 of the 5 bets, and one of them is at DraftKings. As always, if you see better prices, let us know in the chat because things do move very fast in the sports betting world. But let's get going. Our first game is Giants, Rockies, and we are looking for pitcher outs. And this number has moved a little bit on us. Do you still want that at that price, Derek?
No. Okay. I wanted it 20 points ago, and then it moved, and then I was like, okay, we'll still do it. Now it moved again. I think I'm out at this point.
Okay.
Like it's a tough matchup going into Coors. And it's the 18.5, which is really nice because he can complete 6th and just not go out for the 7th. But it's also Logan Webb, who goes deeper than just about any pitcher in baseball and goes into the 7th pretty routinely. Against the Rockies, he could just shut him down because they're the Rockies. At the right price, I mean, same as anything. At the right price, I really liked it. It's moved, I think, 20 points since this morning when I was looking, and I think I'm just not in love with it anymore. Sorry.
All right. So the bet we are passing on there is Logan Webb under 18.5 outs. It was minus 135 when we just went at 365. This morning we initially sent it in, it was minus 115. So like you said, it's moved 20 cents. So over the course of the day, I guess if you do see somewhere else posting that minus 115, that's a different story. But right now, currently at minus 135, we're going to leave that one alone. We are not betting on that one. So let's move on to the second bet here, and we're going to DraftKings. And we're looking Pirates Dodgers. And we're going for the hits allowed market. And we are looking for...
They have the over-under?
Yeah, those are like the milestones. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, and our number is there. So we are going Carmen Mazinski under 3.5 hits allowed plus 125. That is the Pirates starting pitcher. Once again, that's Carmen Mazinski under 3.5 hits allowed plus 125. Derek, you want to break this bet down?
Yeah, this is one of those situations where it's a little uncertain what kind of leash he's going to have, but I think the uncertainty is fine given what we know and given given almost what the downside scenario is. I still think I like this. So Mazinski was a starting pitcher to start this year, did not pitch very well. They sent him back to the bullpen. Started a couple of games recently in the last 2 weeks or so, but both were like as openers. They haven't said, at least that I've seen specifically, that he's going to be an opener today. They also haven't said explicitly that they're going to stretch him back out to be a starter. So I'm expecting more of a long opener thing. In his two starts so far as openers, he threw 4 innings and 3 innings, only about 45 pitches in each. So even if they did want to stretch him back out to be a starter, he probably couldn't go more than 60, 65, certainly no more than 70 here. Now the matchup is tough, obviously, against the Dodgers, but if he's only going to pitch 3, maybe 4 innings, and we're getting plus money on the under 3.5, I do like that. The under earned runs I thought also looked pretty good. I think it was like under 1.5 at probably a similar price, plus 125, plus 130. So if this moves, you can definitely look at the under earned runs also. It's basically the same angle.
So this is more about like
volume than anything else.
volume. Yeah, you're not saying he's going to show the Dodgers. This is more about the pitch
No.
count and the innings pitched and the leash for how many innings he could even throw
Yes.
than the actual dominating the Dodgers or something like that. Yeah,
Yes, that is
I gotcha.
exactly it.
Yeah,
You are holding your breath that Ohtani and Betts and Freeman don't just, knock him around in the first inning, which could happen because it's the Dodgers. But I think more likely than not, we're getting good value on this. This is probably my favorite one of the day, actually.
You'd also think just from a general baseball standpoint, because it is the Dodgers and it's such a good lineup, if he's someone who doesn't have a long leash anyways, why would you want him to go through the order again? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you kind of know who he is. So it's like, I feel like that's a big angle. If it was almost a worse team, you would think maybe they do let him go longer, right? So
right. Do you really want Ohtani to see him a second time? Like,
that's what I'm saying, yeah. 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 So the second bet there is Carmen Mazinski under 3.5 hits allowed plus 125. We'll move back to bet 365. We're going Rangers D-backs, and we were looking at the home run market. And our price is there as well. We're going Ezekiel Duran over or to hit one home run plus 1,400. That's a big number. We're going, like I said, Ezekiel Duran to hit home run plus 1,400. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, you get plus 1,400 when a guy hasn't hit a home run all year. So that's certainly part of it. That said, he only has 168 plate appearances. A number of them have been like as like pinch hitter and that kind of stuff. He's not a power guy by any means, but he is facing a pitcher in, I'm going to butcher his name. I have to say his name first this time. Nabil Krismat, who gives up a lot of contact, hasn't given up too much power in his 2 major league starts so far, but in the minors, he certainly did. He projects a guy who can give up some power. Really, we're getting a good number on a guy who I think is underpriced because he hasn't hit that home run yet, but it's not like he's a guy with no power. Like he's hit home runs in previous years in the minors a little bit, enough that we can, say there's value here at this number. So I'm good with it. As we do with all our home run props, do not bet a full unit on this. Certainly don't do any more than that. For tracking purposes, we do a quarter unit on one like this, where it's a real long shot. Maybe you even do less than that. Your call, but for tracking, we'll do a quarter unit.
There was obviously, everyone knows I love the home run market. There was a lot of cooler weather than what we're used to, and wind blowing in at almost every ballpark day. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this is indoors, he's indoors, and your next home run guy is also indoors. So we're going back to bet 365. These were there's 2 or 3 ballparks I was looking at, and these were 2 of them that I was looking at, trying to get players to find here in this market, because we need to schedule a switch up here. Every single ballpark the wind was blowing in. We're looking at Yordan Alvarez to hit home run plus 475. So once again, that's Yordan Alvarez at home against the Yankees plus 475. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yep. Yordan Alvarez just came off the IL about a week ago. He's really good. He's one of the best hitters in baseball, one of the best power hitters in baseball. 475 is not a number that we see on this type of guy very often. And so I am all about it. Like you said, this is indoors on a day where it is getting cooler everywhere. There is wind blowing in a lot of places. And this is a lefty-lefty matchup, which we see pretty consistently. I think the books overprice that. We've talked about it throughout the year a couple times with Juan Soto. I'm trying to think who else. Harper, I think a couple of times.
Trent Grisham has showed up quite a bit for you.
Grisham, yep, that's a good one. Yeah, so this is kind of similar to that, where it's lefty-lefty. He's facing a good pitcher in Fried. It's not a good matchup. It's not like I think he's, got Fried's number or anything. But the number that they're giving us on this, it easily makes up for it being lefty-lefty.
I was just looking at Yordan Alvarez splits yesterday because he's facing Yusei Kikuchi lefty-lefty as well. And I was looking at the same angle. His OPS, you can go back 3, 4, 5 years. Some years it's higher. It's high, very, very year lefty-lefty, but some years it's actually even higher than he is against righties. So like you're saying, that lefty-lefty, it feels like I feel like a lot of time in the home run market, some things get lazily priced, and I feel like lefty is probably one of those, and they don't really account for the fact that Yordan Alvarez actually smashes left-handed pitching. So, and you're
Yeah,
getting plus 475. So,
yeah, great hitters just hit sometimes. Like that's all it is.
yeah. Do you have a break even on this? Mike's asking in the chat, plus 420 at FanDuel. Okay.
Yes, that still shows value. Not obviously not as much, but that still looks like a plus EV bet.
It is Dinger Tuesday at FanDuel, I believe. If you're in the States, you'd still get a boost. You might get a 50% boost there. So you could use it on Yordan Alvarez. That would really jump the EV on that price there. Last bet.
But that X has the fair line on this at about 360. I wouldn't take it down all the way there, but at 420, I think you're still in the clear.
500 at Bally. That's a good number.
We'll
move on to the fifth and final bet here. We're going to bet 365, and we're going to the Mariners.
It's off the board.
It's off the board. This was another one of the few ballparks that was showing good for hitters today.
This is one we've done a lot throughout the year. We were going to do Josh Naylor for a walk, which has just been so profitable all year. But looks like people beat us to it, and he's off the board.
So that bet was Josh Naylor over half batter walks, plus 375 at bet 365. Do you want to give a break even or like kind of like a number in case people do see that throughout the day that they could maybe jump on their own?
Yeah, let me take a quick look where I'd be good taking him down to. I think down to like 350, you're definitely good. You can take it a little beyond that and still be fine, but 350, like if there was another book right now that had 350, I think like we'd just pivot over there. I think ESPN is the low man in the market at 270. So it's kind of been all over the place. If you can find a book that's more like 340, 350, 360, I do like that.
Oh, it's a drastically different price, just from 365. That's a full dollar just between the two books right there. So the three bets we did get into today are Carmen Mazinski under 3.5 hits allowed plus 125, Ezekiel Duran to hit a home run plus 1,400, Yordan Alvarez plus 475 to hit a home run. Mr. Gerg saying Naylor is plus 320 on DKs. That's kind of right on the fringe there.
Yeah, 320 doesn't project well enough. I don't think I take that.
Okay. And then the two bets we didn't get in, but we did like at a certain price point is Logan Webb under 18.5 points. 18.5 points, my basketball right there. Under 18.5 outs. If that's around like minus 115, you do like at that price, but it was sitting minus 135.
Yeah, even so minus 120, minus 125, I probably would have been okay with.
Okay, so minus 125 is kind of like your cutoff there. So if you see that later in the day, you can grab that. Josh Naylor for one walk, over half batter walk, plus 375 is what we're hunting for. But like Derek said, plus 350 would kind of be the drop-off point there. So if you see those throughout the day, you can grab those two as well for yourself. I do have a couple home run bets for you, but we will let Derek go at this point. Thank you for the three bets. We will see you tomorrow. Good luck with your bets.
All right. See you tomorrow, guys.
All right. I got the home run props are getting more difficult by the day here because like we were saying, the weather's turning. You're getting now just the way the ballparks are all playing today. The wind was blowing in. I have one. He actually picked off two at the two ballparks I was looking at. It was Arizona and Houston. This is the one like outdoor ballpark that I thought was showing an edge here. It was in Minnesota. It's 75, winds blowing out to left center about 9 miles per hour. I'm going Luke Keeschel to hit home run. So this was plus 750 at FanDuel. I actually found an plus 825 at BetMGM. That's the bet slip you'll see from me on X. So plus 825. I think 365 is actually sitting at plus 850. These are like, the market was kind of all over the place on him. I want to say I think DraftKings was plus 600. That's where I think it should be. I think this should be closer to plus 600. So even if all you have is plus 750, I 100% would still play this. He's kind of I don't think a lot of people even know who he is. The Twins sold at the deadline. They brought him up. He's a prospect. He's a second baseman. He only has 4 home runs, but he only has a couple limited at bats. Plus 850 is pretty crazy of a price point for him. Against right-handed pitchings this year, he's in the small, I think about 80 at bats. He has it over 1100 OPS. Like a plus 850 price point for someone is someone who borderline can't hit. And I don't think that's Luke Keeschel. I think he just is kind of a forgotten man. You don't really know who he is. He's young. Nobody's really heard of him yet. He's going against Davis Martin, starting pitcher for the White Sox. So obviously, not a great starting pitcher. He's given up 19 home runs on the year. It's not like they're bringing in these high leverage bullpen arms either once it gets to that point. He's actually faced them 5 times already, which is pretty good sample size considering he's only been the majors for a little bit here. He has 2 hits, both were singles, no home runs, but he also had a walk. So it's pretty clear he sees him. So you like that for him. I just thought this price point was way off. And this was one ballpark where the weather was actually giving you an advantage state. A lot of the other ballparks, that wasn't the case. So I'm going Luke Keeschel to hit a home run. I'm also going to play a lotto parlay here, and I'm going to go after this ballpark and Davis Martin, the starting pitcher here. So Luke Keeschel obviously jumps his price point like crazy. I did this at FanDuel. I personally don't have a boost here in Ontario for Dinger Tuesday, but if you're in the States, you might have that 50% boost. So, I mean, you could jump this over 200 to 1. It's 138 to 1 just in the normal price here. So I took Luke Keeschel. I took Matt Wallner. Matt Wallner's 2 for 4 against Davis Martin with a home run. That guy has 20 home runs on the year and 35 RBIs. Like, that's the craziest stat line in the world. All he does is swing for home runs. And Royce Lewis homered yesterday, and he's also 2 for 4 with a home run off Davis Martin. So Wallner and Lewis, I didn't put them as straight bets just because their price point was pretty close to like where they should be trading. There wasn't like that much of edge. Luke Keeschel had a massive edge on his straight bet price point, but just to have some fun, I threw these 3 guys together. I feel like this is a ballpark that could play for home runs today, so I'm going to put the 3 teammates together there. That's all I have for you today. We got to get the schedule to switch to different ballparks because the last couple of days here, the wind's been blowing in at every single ballpark we have here. I know Derek took 2, but those were at 2 indoor stadiums. There's only 4. I think Houston, Arizona, Tampa Bay, and Minnesota were like the 4 ballparks that were kind of showing a good edge, either because they're inside or the weather. So other than that, it was a struggle. Those are the bets. This concludes the MLB Prop Pick Show powered by the Bat X. We will see you guys tomorrow, 9:15 Eastern. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy Dinger Tuesday.